Golden Tigers fans, get ready. It's time for buckets, blocks, spills, thrills, steals, and slams. Thunder! Tuskegee basketball is next on the Golden Tigers Sports Network. Now, let's go courtside with the call. Here's Charles Ward.
And we are live on day 2 of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off from the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut. On the Golden Tiger Sports Network, Charles Ward alongside Dwayne Walker with the play call. And Dwayne, on day 2, it's the consolation match for Tuskegee. Not able to overcome the hurdle of the Rams of Winston-Salem, who won the tournament earlier today in the championship ball game. But a big game nonetheless for the Tigers of Tuskegee. They meet the Wolves of Cheyney. One of these teams is going to come away with their first win of the season.
It's described, Charles, as a consolation game, but for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers, it means the world to them. Why? Because they're trying to capture that first victory of the 2023-24 season, and I anticipate great things from this young squad who showed a lot of moxie despite the 6-point loss last night to Winston-Salem State.
Lost at 65-59, but as we talked about that ball game last night, and we'll hear from Coach Taylor here in a few moments, a lot of bright spots for him in terms of finding personnel that really did some good things on the floor for him last night.
No question about it. You can start with DeAnthony Pennington, who had a fantastic day. He scored 14 points, had 7 rebounds. He was outstanding. So, listen, this team is on the verge of something very, very good. They're young, no seniors on the squad, and they're buying into Coach Taylor's philosophy, especially on the defensive side. We saw what dividends it played last night.
And you talk about Pennington being asked to step his game up because of the larger role that he has to play, and certainly did it last night. You talk about his numbers from the floor, but also raising his numbers as it relates to rebounding, assist, and as well as stealing the basketball for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. So the challenge for Coach Taylor with Pennington is to ask him to step up more, and so far the junior has been able to do it for the Golden Tigers.
No question about it. He's also shooting a high percentage from distance. He's shooting 50% from the field so far from three-point land, and he's an extraordinarily good free throw shooter, shooting 80% so far this year. So he's stepping up to the plate, which is something you want to see.
Want to see if the Tigers can win their first one of the season? They'll go against the Wolves of Cheyney here at the second day of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off. Come back with more in the pregame show after this. This is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Since 1837, historically black colleges and universities have been fulfilling their purpose to educate and empower. Since 2009, the Home Depot's Retool Your School Campus Improvement Grant Program has also been powered by a purpose to update, upgrade, and uplift HBCU campuses. Today, 44 million votes, $4.1 million, and 147 grants later, we remain inspired by the people, the passion, and the power of HBCUs to continue our purpose. Learn more at retoolyourschools.com.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
And welcome back, everybody, inside the Mohegan Sun Arena. We're in the pregame activity as the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee get set to meet the Wolves of Cheyney University in the second day of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off. Glad you could join us, and joining us now in the pregame show is the head coach of the Golden Tigers, Benji Taylor. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for all you do, man. Tiger Sports Network.
Coach, we immediately reflect back on the ball game on yesterday. Tight ball game against the Rams of Winston-Salem State. Your thoughts about that contest?
You know, going into it, we knew we were playing a team that had championship pedigree. They won a CIAA last year, and Virginia Union won the regular season. So, we knew we were coming in here playing some good teams, and we just didn't. We came out on the short end, but I like the way we played. That's the style and brand of basketball we need to play. We were a little bit more locked in on both ends of the floor. They just they're fierce competitors on the glass, and they were allowed to get away with a lot down there. And they had 17 offensive rebounds, and that's the game.
Sure.
Yes.
We were talking about it throughout the broadcast all last night about the difference in terms of how the Golden Tigers looked last night versus what we saw up in Rome, Georgia. What's the real difference between that time and yesterday?
Well, going into Rome, we had missed a lot of practice time, and we were just a little disjointed. So we're going to get better every week because we just need to spend more time together, and we had a good week of practice, so that's why we're playing pretty well right now. It would help if we had 6-7 forward and Naquan Lyons playing. That would have helped us on the glass last night and with our depth. But I'm proud of the way the guys responded. They were to see their faces in the locker room last night. They were expecting to win every game, and they were dejected. But we got to turn around and bounce back and try to figure out how to get a W tonight.
You talk about a W tonight. You meet the Wolves of Cheyney State. They, too, are looking for their first win of the campaign. They were kind of land-blasted last night by Virginia Union. What do you expect from the Wolves in the contest tonight?
Well, I expect them to come out and play extremely hard and desperate, just like we're going to have to play desperate and extremely hard. Our schedule thus far has been pretty brutal, and we got to figure out how to, by hook or crook, get a win tonight. I mean, Virginia Union is very good. Their storied program. They have pros that came out of there. Charles Oakley, Ben Wallace, AJ English, Terry Davis. Yeah, they got pros that have come out of there. They got a lot of tradition, a lot of history, and they beat those guys pretty good last night. But they got a new coach over there, and they just getting started. But they got some talented players, and we'll have to play well in order to win. And we got to put last night behind us. We came down here trying to play for a championship, and we came up short.
Let's talk about some of the personnel. I know it's been a challenge for you to kind of deal with a lot of young players on the team and trying to find the mix out on the floor. It seems like you found some answers last night, though.
Yeah, it's a process, Charles. Just trying to figure out who's good in what different situations and lineups. And in order to do that, you got to get consistent time on the floor, and which we've been able to do. And this week we'll be able to do it because of a Thanksgiving break. We'll be able to get some consistent time on the floor and give these young men an opportunity to be better. But I saw some good things from a lot of our young guys last night that's going to help us down the road. And then we can get Naquan back and get Kevin Sesbury eligible to play, we'll be fine.
Coming into what is the conference part of the season, a couple ball games away from here. We actually on Wednesday we got Talladega on campus at Tuskegee.
And they're very good. Yeah, they're very good.
What will this tournament do for you as it relates to going into the regular part of the season?
Well, it's just like the SIAC Gulf South Crossover Challenge. Those two teams got us prepared for Winston-Salem State. Winston-Salem State hopefully gets us prepared for tonight. Over at Tuskegee, we don't believe in playing an easy schedule. We try to, play a tough schedule every year. We've done that. It's just been really hard with so many young guys and no seniors. But, Rome, Georgia got us ready for Winston-Salem State. We played well, and hopefully that could prepare us for tonight, prepare us for Talladega. And then after that, we got a tough, those guys are playing well that we got to go on the road and play Fort Valley and Albany, I think it is. So, it's going to be a dogfight every night. And, that's what college basketball is all about. To be the best, you got to play the best, and that's what we're trying to accomplish.
Trying to get that first win tonight against the Wolves of Cheyney State University. Coach, all pulling for you. Best of luck in the ball game tonight. We'll talk to you afterwards.
All right. Thank you.
Head coach Benji Taylor as the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee get set to meet the Wolves of Cheyney University. Second day of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off. We're live from the Mohegan Sun Arena. More basketball ahead on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Are you looking for education that leads to career success and something more? We are Tuskegee University, one of the nation's top-ranked HBCUs. We believe in education to fulfill your purpose. Here, you work hard because you dream harder. By pursuing your purpose, you will make a difference. Are you ready for something big? Let's get started.
That's what I say?
Yeah, they'll probably shooting it. And we are back live inside the Mohegan Sun Arena, getting set for day 2 of the HBCU Tip-Off Classic, the Chris Paul HBCU Tip-Off Classic. In the consolation game, it's the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee and the Wolves of Cheyney University. Tuskegee at 0-3.
And
Cheyney
welcome back, everybody, inside the Mohegan Sun Arena. We're in pregame activity.
Going to get their first win of the season here after this contest is over. Tuskegee playing last night against the Rams of Winston-Salem State, who eventually won this contest, the championship ball game earlier today, 65-56 over the Panthers of Virginia Union. Tuskegee battling with the Rams last night in a tough contest, falling short in that one 65-59. And the Wolves come in after being blown out by the Panthers of Virginia Union yesterday, 102-72 in that ball game. But now we turn our attention to these two teams. Starting lineups being introduced here inside the lights out Mohegan Sun Arena, and the strobe lights flashing around, giving it the WNBA treatment here inside the arena. For the Wolves, it'll be a slightly different lineup for Coach Teach Johnson. Deja Muldrow, the sophomore from New Jersey City, will start at the floor. Kamal Keys, the freshman from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, will start tonight instead of Nathan Pettis. So Keys, the freshman, getting the start. They'll be joined by Jose Rivera-Scott in the front court, the freshman from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Also joining them, it'll be the junior Lavia Morales from Alexandria, Virginia. He'll play the guard forward position at 6'4". And rounding out the five for Coach Johnson, it'll be Jamizri Okonoma, who had a wonderful ball game for the Wolves last night with 25 points in their effort against the Panthers of Virginia Union. For the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, the same lineup as we saw last night, starting here in the HBCU tip-off. It'll be Martez Jones, the junior from Tuskegee, going in the middle. Jones last night with 8 points, 13 rebounds. Also for the Golden Tigers, Dylan Cambridge, the redshirt freshman from Marietta, Georgia, will get the start after 10 points last night, 3 rebounds for the redshirt freshman. DeAnthony Pennington, the junior from Kansas City, Missouri, will also start. Pennington last night, 16 points, 7 of 12 from the floor with 2 rebounds, 6 assists. The redshirt sophomore Chip Culpepper starts as well for the Tigers. Culpepper in last night's ballgame, 6 points, 1 rebound. And rounding out the five for Coach Benji Taylor and the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee is Kasami Draper, the sophomore from Conn, Georgia. Draper with 12 points and 4 of 5 from the free throw line last night in 24 minutes of play. So those are starting players for both teams. Officials for this consolation ball game: Chris Devlin, Brad Zapinas, and Joey Reyes with the call here as Tuskegee gets set to try to get its first win of the season. It'll be Martez Jones jumping, and he taps it in the backcourt to Pennington, and we are underway. Glad you could join us for our coverage on the Golden Tigers Sports Network. Charles Ward, Dwayne Walker with the call, and Tuskegee with the basketball first in the half-court set.
2-3 zone, Charles.
Culpepper back out to Pennington. Down in the corner, Cambridge shoots a three-pointer. Remmers off the front of the cylinder, but the rebound, Draper at the block and a whistle.
Draper did a nice job going. Draper did a nice job of attacking that rebound on the offensive side, Charles. He only had 2 rebounds in last night's game, so I'm sure he's looking to improve on that statistic tonight.
So the NBA inbound basketball with Culpepper inbounding it left of the cylinder. Just underway here in Uncasville, Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun Arena. Draper doubled at the foul line over to Cambridge across the floor. To the rack hard as Draper got tied up. They were able to get it airborne, but it came free to Culpepper, out to Pennington, missing on the 3. Cambridge with a tough rebound on the inside and a whistle on the putback.
Extraordinary effort there by the young man. Culpepper digging in deep on the offensive side, as well as Cambridge.
Yeah, Culpepper kept that basketball alive for the Golden Tigers on there to the floor, and Cambridge able to try to go in and muscle up that lay-in. He's fouled. He's at the line shooting.
Cambridge came in from that guard position to snatch that offensive rebound, Charles. Second offensive rebound during this sequence for the Golden Tigers.
Cambridge 4 of 6 from the free throw line coming into tonight's play. And missed on both of them. The rebound comes away to the Wolves.
Uncharacteristic miss by Cambridge, shooting 67% from the free throw line so far this season.
It was 8 of 14 from the line for the Golden Tigers last night. That offering's off the mark. Outside the shot was taken by Morales, and the rebound cleared by Martez Jones. And here comes Tuskegee. We're still scoreless. 18:54 left. Pennington right side leans back with the jumper. Left it short. Jones gives chase, but he's out of bounds. It'll belong to the Wolves of Cheyney.
Jones coming back today, Charles. He was gimped up in last night's game against Winston-Salem. Had some lower leg issues that he fought through to the end.
Yeah, he did. Able to fight through it, though, and back out on the floor tonight. Full court pressure by Tuskegee. Across the floor, past the Keys. Wolves got it across the timeline. Keys, the freshman from Maryland. 6 points, 2 rebounds for him last night for the Wolves. Down in the corner, he'll take a jumper. That one's off the mark. Basketball tapped around and came right back to the Wolves on the inside. The putback is missed on the inside, though, by Rivera Scott. Culpepper back the other way for the Golden Tigers. Draper, foul line extended now. Works it right side to the rack, got a whistle. And Kasame will be going to the line, I believe, on this effort.
Kasame aggressively attacking the basket. He had a notion to shoot from 14 feet away, but decided to go against the smaller man inside the lane and drew a foul.
Not a shooting foul there, though, Walker, so they'll reset it out front. And Cambridge will chase it down, but it's taken away by Keys, and he's got a free lay-in on the backside for the Wolves.
Cambridge gave up on that basketball, Charles. It was tipped by a Wolf. Therefore, it would have nullified any backcourt violation.
Yeah, he looked like when he was trying to chase it down in the backcourt, he wasn't sure if he could do it without the violation.
And Charles, and also it wouldn't have been a violation because the Lord have mercy, the Golden Tigers took the basketball out underneath their own goal, and you can technically throw the ball into the backcourt.
Sure, no question about that, just to inbound the pass, you're right. But the freshman kind of indecisive at that mid-stripe, and it was an easy steal for Keys. Whistles on the half-court set for Tuskegee.
Pennington did an excellent job of inbounding that basketball to Draper. He looked the defender off and kind of slipped him the basketball. And once again, Draper draws another foul. This time he's at the free throw line.
He will be shooting here. Tuskegee going left to right on your listening device. Dressed in the crimson outline in gold with the numerals and on the trunks and jerseys.
And Charles, the temperament that this game is taking so far, the Wolves of Cheyney State, they've committed 4 fouls so far. So there's a good chance that Tuskegee will get into the bonus early. So it's going to be very important that they nail these free throws while they have the opportunities.
Yeah, just 57% from the line last night. They want to make a better effort of it here. Draper does on that both free throws there to tie the basketball game at 2 each. Cambridge in full court pressure. It's Keys handles in the backcourt. They're working across the timeline with a pass to Morales right side. Zone defense for the Golden Tigers. Down in the corner, Keys tries to slide through it and threw it away. Pennington gave chase. Culpepper comes away with it. 3-on-3 basketball. Chip left side to the rack. Missed on the lay-in. Rebound fought for Jones there for the putback.
Martez Jones averaging 13 points so far this year. Quiet night on the offensive side yesterday, but Charles, he did have an impressive number of rebounds, finishing with 13, if memory serves me correct.
You don't have to try to remember. They were absolutely spot on. It was 13, and he got a good basket there on the other end of the floor. Missed shot there by the Wolves, and here comes Pennington with a quick step for Tuskegee. Bounce pass, Jones, give it to Draper inside the paint. Double there, got it to the rack, and he got the lay-in.
Love the offensive fortitude by Draper. He's really pressing the action so far in this contest, asserting his will on the defenders.
16:49 left first half. Tuskegee with a 6-2 lead over the Wolves. Wolves at 0-5 on the campaign. Tuskegee still looking for its first win as well. Came close last night against the winner of this year's Chris Paul HBCU tip-off. The Rams of Winston-Salem. Entry pass on the inside. They go to Priest Johnson, and that shot's off the mark. He fights for its own rebound. It's tapped out of bounds. It will stay with the Wolves on their end of the floor as Chris Mickens makes his first entry into the ball game for Coach Taylor and Tuskegee.
Mickens, the freshman, Charles, has been struggling shooting the ball into the lineup now.
Yeah. And there for 18 minutes of play last night. No points, but he had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, and 2 steals in that Tuskegee effort last night. Right side away from the cylinder. The Wolves with the basketball. Keys has it. Now dumps it down in the corner. Jump shot there by Muldrow, and Muldrow is able to knock that one down for the Wolves.
Danger Muldrow, active on the offensive side.
So Tuskegee leads it by a basket now, 6-4. We're at 15:57 left first half. Mickens at the block. Jones bounce past Draper. Nicely done there. And Kasami finishes on the inside.
Nice two-man game between Martez Jones and Mr. Draper. Draper doing all of the scoring so far for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Both he and Jones have scored all of their points.
Jones anticipating it, trying to save it. Good effort at the sideline there. Not able to keep it for the Golden Tigers, though. Left corner whistle on the play. Stepping on the inbound line. That's Morales, and the turnover gives it over to the Golden Tigers. We come to our first timeout with 15:31 remains in this first half. Tuskegee up by 4 points, 8-4 over the Wolves of Cheyney University. We'll take a break here. More from the Chris Paul HBCU Tip-Off Classic after this timeout on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Tigers Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Drayton Florence, 2023 SIAC Hall of Fame inductee. Thank you for watching the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Hey, future business leader. Launch your success story at one of the nation's premier HBCUs. Learn cutting-edge practices and feed your entrepreneurial spirit. Tuskegee University. We get the business of business education.
Since 1837, historically black colleges and universities have been fulfilling their purpose to educate and empower. Since 2009, the Home Depot's Retool Your School Campus Improvement Grant Program has also been powered by a purpose to update, upgrade, and uplift HBCU campuses. Today, 44 million votes, $4.1 million, and 147 grants later, we remain inspired by the people, the passion, and the power of HBCUs to continue our purpose. Learn more at retoolyourschools.com.
STEM careers are one of the fastest growing fields, yet women of color comprise less than 10% of the workforce within these high-paying jobs. Tuskegee University is changing this. In 2018, we were awarded a grant from the National Science Foundation to develop computer science career awareness for young African
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
And the Golden Tiger Sports Network is live from the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut for the second day of the HBCU Tip-Off Classic, sponsored by the Chris Paul Family Foundation and the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Glad you could join us for our coverage. Dwayne, at this first time out, you make the excellent point as we see on the offensive end for Tuskegee. They are doing what Coach Taylor really wants them to do, work that basketball inside out. Right now, all of the points for Tuskegee coming from the men on the inside.
Between Martez Jones and Draper, they have combined for all of the Tuskegee points so far. But get this, points in the paint, Tuskegee has scored 6 of them already. 6 of their 10 have come inside the paint. 6 of their 8, excuse me.
Good start for the Golden Tigers. After the timeouts, Pennington with the basketball. Culpepper, they've inserted Tyshawn Boyce out on the floor now, Coach Taylor has. So it's Boyce. Jones at the block with the basketball. Mickens out front, down in the corner, Culpepper. He'll push a 3 and drains it there for the Golden Tigers.
Way to move the basketball by the Golden Tigers to extend their lead. Largest of the game.
Culpepper with his second three-pointer of the season. Get him going from the outside will make that threat even larger for Tuskegee. Tuskegee with an 11-4 lead after the three-pointer by Culpepper. Chip with 6 points and 1 rebound last night. Half-court set, shot clock down to 6 for the Wolves. They'll push it down in the corner, 3 to shoot now. Out front, Keys with the basketball. He'll fire it up and shot an air ball.
Oh, yes, sirree. That's what you want, Charles. We know that last night, Coach Taylor talked about extending the defense, guarding against the perimeter. They did just that, pushed them outside of the three-point line and forced them into a bad shot with the shot clock winding down.
Tuskegee, great defensive effort. Alley-oop at the block to Jones. Dangerous pass, but he's able to corral it at the block. Doubled there, pushes back out to Pennington. Bounce pass inside. Boyce got some space to the rack, missed on the shot.
Big fella's got to convert that inside. Yes, he drew the foul, but you've got to finish at the rim.
I know you saw what you saw on that quick step by him to get to the basket. Just didn't finish as you indicate.
And Charles, you talked about Coach Taylor saying that he has quick hands. He's never seen a player. Well, he's for a freshman, he has very good hands.
He'll be at the line shooting here. And he knocks down that first free throw.
Charles, he was 2 for 2 from the line in last night's game.
Tuskegee trying to get that number up. We talked about that free throw percentage last night on the season. Coming into today's play, they're at 64% shooting as a team from the free throw line.
Didn't shoot a lot of free throws in last night's game, Charles, either.
Yeah, Coach Taylor was referencing that inside, particularly Martez Jones, did a great job of offensive rebounds, but didn't get him rewarded a lot in terms of fouls.
I can hear Tyshawn's voice all the way up here. Love it.
Half court set now for the Wolves as they break it across the timeline. Tuskegee extends its lead to 13-4. Jamal Keys, the freshman out front for the Wolves, handles it left side with the pass to Priest Johnson. Now they work it back over. Keys with the three-pointer, and he found some space outside for three. Dwayne, I know as this ball game unfolds, we'll be talking more about the Wolves. We talked about Coach Keach Johnson as the interim first-year head coach. I know you talked to assistant coach Yolanda Laney. Going to be interested to get some of your thoughts about this program as the ball game continues to take place. Pennington tried to dump it to Jones left side and a whistle.
Yes, sir, Charles. That's going to be team foul number 6, I do believe, coming up against the Cheyney State Wolves. And I will emphasize once again, Tuskegee has to convert and take advantage of these opportunities. They have yet to commit a foul, have the Golden Tigers.
Pennington at the line to shoot here for the Golden Tigers. Leads the team from the free throw line. You referenced that earlier, Dwayne, at 80%. 4-5 coming into tonight's ball game. As Jones takes a seat and Draper back out on the floor for Coach Taylor. Pennington second of 2, and he knocked that one down.
And Charles, what I like about this defense, it is forcing Cheyney State to take long-distance shots because of the extended defense.
This time it's Akanoma out way from the basket with the basketball. He had a good night for them last night, 9 of 15 from the floor, as they almost turn it over in the front court as Taylor is out there and causing some havoc. Austin Taylor, that is, and the basketball on the missed shot back over to Tuskegee. Across the floor, Taylor handles. Up top, Boyce. Back over to Pennington. Push pass. Mickens in the corner, and that one's off the mark.
As I mentioned before, Mickens has been struggling from three-point land, 17% coming in.
Trying to get him to find his range to contribute to that offense.
But I like what he's doing on the defensive side,
Sure.
Charles, in the middle at the point, extending that Wolves defense. See how far out they're about 30 feet away from the basket, and then shooting long distance like that.
Akanoma now able to knock that one down now from outside.
Listen, Charles Okiyama, this kid can play. Although he's just a freshman, he popped in 25 points last night.
Got his first basket there for the Wolves and a whistle in the backcourt. Tuskegee trying to start a break. Actually, going to call that on Boyce against Tuskegee. As the Wolves were headed back down the other end of the floor.
I like the defensive posturing by the Golden Tigers. Mickens out at point with his arms out extended, making a challenge on those passing lanes.
They're all red out on the floor now for Coach Johnson and the Wolves. They try to dump it on the inside, almost throw the basketball away. Red on the move at the block. Now doubled there. Good defensive work by Tuskegee. Jumper out front by Muldrow is off the mark. Rebound comes to Boyce. Kasami Draper down there fighting for it as well. Taylor across the timeline.
Let's see if they try to work it inside. Sorry, Charles.
That's okay. Mickens kicks it to Pennington in the corner. They're trying to get it to Boyce there at the block if they can. 14 to shoot now. Taylor dumps it to Draper, doubled at the foul line. Draper, short jumper, missed on the shot, and the rebound comes clear to Cheyney. They got it inside where they wanted to be, just not able to convert on that shot. Tuskegee by 5, 15-10, with 11 minutes, 18 seconds left first half. Charles Ward, Dwayne Walker with the play call on Golden Tiger Sports Network. Out front, it's Keys with the basketball for Cheyney. Tuskegee in that 2-3 zone. Keys fires and misses left side. Boyce clears over to Pennington. DeAnthony, nice bounce pass across the floor to Draper at the block. Leans back in, and they'll get him for the travel.
Sort of a delayed call on that. Draper may have traveled before that, but they get him the second go around.
Yeah, I saw that too, Walk. He actually did it twice, right?
that was like a delayed flight. You know what I'm saying? Sure. He wanted to get up in the air, but his flight was delayed.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We are delayed with a timeout. 15-10, Tuskegee leads it. Timeout on the floor. Back with more on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
I'm Reginald Ruffin, your Director of Athletics, and you are watching the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Home, where you hang out with friends, do homework, relax, explore, where you can be yourself. Come home to Tuskegee University. Get the education that changes lives, including your own. What does education mean when you choose the top HBCU in Alabama?
So one of the things that's been most valuable from my experience at Tuskegee is being able to face challenges head on. I can definitely say here I've learned how to be an advocate for myself, how to speak up, and how to present myself in ways that can help me get opportunities, that help me fix things that may not be right. And I think that's really just the best skill that I've learned here that I can take with me for the rest of my life.
Look forward to your bright future. Apply to Tuskegee University today.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
And the Utilities Board of Tuskegee is a proud sponsor of the Golden Tigers Sports Network and Golden Tigers basketball. UPT puts the power in your hands to enjoy the things that matter most to you. Utilities Board of Tuskegee, purpose, progress, people. And we are live from the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut, day 2 of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off. Winston-Salem in the ball game prior to this won the tip-off of this year, defeating the Panthers of Virginia Union. Finals in that ball game, 65-56. Tuskegee leading right now 15-10, trying to get their first win of the season. And if you heard Coach Taylor in his pregame comments, like we have been emphasizing all along, this is a young team, Tuskegee is. Actually, no seniors on this team at all, and this is a work in progress for him to really start to put these pieces together. We saw some encouraging pieces play last night, and we're seeing the same here on day 2.
One of those pieces just inserted in the ball game, Charles, Evan Howell in the game. He's the team leader in blocks with 4.
Junior from Snellville, Georgia. Half court set now for the Wolves. Out front with the basketball is Bryce Hawkins, a freshman from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Over to Dale Red. Red inside the paint and a whistle.
Mickens was a little too slow in rotating on the defensive side and got his legs tied up with the driving Derail Red.
So it'll be Wolves basketball left of their cylinder.
Julian Watson gets the early call into the ball game for Coach Taylor. Played 11 minutes last night.
Hawkins out front. Hawkins with 13 points for the Wolves last night.
Nice steal there by Tyshawn Boyce.
Check this call in the front court. I think they're resetting the shot clock to 27 is what they were indicating from the floor. Half court set for Tuskegee. Watson, the sophomore, out on the floor. Behind the arc left side. Running jumper by Watson. and he missed on that one.
That was a bold entry, just coming into the ball game and letting it fly.
Sure. Watson not able to connect there, though. We'll go down to 10:05 left first half. Tuskegee leading 15-10. Wolves at the baseline. Whistles there.
Somebody must have been in Julian Watson's ear because that was just his second field goal attempt of the season. You couldn't tell by that outburst right there,
Sure.
could you?
Came out ready, right?
He came out firing.
Howell departs. So does Boyce in the Tuskegee lineup. Pennington back out on the floor. I think Jones back out there as well. So it's Draper, Jones, Pennington, Watson out there, and Mickens. Those are the five for Coach Taylor and Tuskegee. We're under 10 minutes left first half. Red behind the arc. Foul line extended with the basketball is Muldrow. Now on the run, it's DeLoach with the basketball. He's out on the floor for Coach Johnson and the Wolves. 4 to shoot now for the Wolves. Whistles. Yeah. Tough call.
It's tough when you get that shot clock under 5 and you commit a foul. You have to play controlled defense. And unfortunately for the Golden Tigers on that one, they get nabbed with a late foul. Now they'll reset the shot clock to 20 seconds.
Yeah, Hawkins really forced to try to slice between two defenders just to get a shot up before the buzzer. And they got Pennington for a foul as he was slicing through. Basketball tapped out of bounds. It'll be a reset for the Wolves with 9:35 remaining in this first half. Cheyney looking for his first win of the season after kind of a chaotic offseason for that program out of Pennsylvania. Talk more about that as this ball game unfolds. But the jumper there by Hawkins was off the mark and out of bounds. It'll go over to the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee.
And Charles, as you've seen for the first 10.5 minutes of this contest, Tuskegee is forcing the Wolves to take long-range threes.
Sure. We were talking about it last night about extending the defense. We've seen it here in this first half. Pennington out front now. Works it right side, lead behind. Head fake there by Watson. Now back to Pennington at the block. Nice give and go there to Draper to the rack, and he banked it in and got a whistle.
Yes, sir. Automatic. What happens with this Tuskegee offense? They try to get the ball to Martez Jones, who will leak about 4 or 5 feet from the left-hand side of the basket, and he will automatically look for the cutting Draper, and that connection has worked at least 3 times already in this first half.
Now, you have to really be mindful of the fact that that's what Coach Taylor really wanted, saying that that's how they want to play.
Yes.
And we can see that he knows he's got the personnel to do it. We've seen it throughout this ball game and saw it some last night. They're starting to really get into that rhythm and buying into that philosophy.
3 assists from Jones from that vantage point as well so far in this first half.
Draper not able to convert on that free throw, though. So it's a 17-10 lead for the Golden Tigers. Brad out front for the Wolves. He'll handle again in the corner. Jones anticipating a pass on the inside and bats it out of bounds.
Very nice. Dejir Muldrow was trying to set up Kemp. And Jones did a nice job of slipping the defense and deflecting that basketball out of bounds.
Yeah, we talked about his athleticism so much. 3-pointer pushed outside, way off the mark there. Basketball comes to Taylor. This is Austin Taylor. Now up in the corner he goes. Down at the block. Cummings spinner is off the mark. Rebound, backside, Draper left side, and that's good for a putback.
Wow, Draper has been super active so far in this first half. One of our constructive criticisms yesterday was that he wasn't rebounding the basketball enough, but he certainly applied himself in this contest.
Wolves in a half-court set. Tuskegee extends its lead to 9. Out front, Reds got some space, but like you indicated, Dwayne, they are so far behind the arc with their offense. Now 4 to shoot. Somebody's got to shoot it on the run here. A running jumper left side off the mark. It was taken by Hawkins. Rebound came clear to Taylor. Taylor over to Draper. Austin handles in the paint, pushes back out front. Watson on the move. Across the floor now. Cummings. Bounce pass at the block, Draper. Draper missed on the first shot. Fights for the rebound. Whistles down low. Jump ball call.
Darrell Red for the Wolves getting in there, getting aggressive. And even though Draper didn't make that shot, I still like his tenacity on the offensive side, trying to collect that board.
Nice call, Walker. Call on the floor is timeout with 7:31 remaining first half. Tuskegee with a 19-10 lead. Take a break on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Hi, I am Lily Lanier, president of the Tuskegee National Alumni Association, and you're watching the Golden Tigers Sports Network. Thank you.
STEM careers are one of the fastest growing fields, yet women of color comprise less than 10% of the workforce within these high-paying jobs. Tuskegee University is changing this. In 2018, we were awarded a grant from the National Science Foundation to develop computer science career awareness for young African American women. In 2019, we established the Campaign for Leadership and Excellence Scholarship. It provides future female engineers with financial support to pursue their educational goals. Today, Tuskegee continues to educate African American women in STEM fields, empowering them to pursue their chosen careers and providing the foundation they need to transform science, medicine, and technology. If a STEM career is in your future, explore what Tuskegee can offer you.
Hey, future business leader. Launch your success story at one of the nation's premier HBCUs. Learn cutting-edge practices and feed your entrepreneurial spirit. Tuskegee University. We get the business of business education.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
19-10 lead for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee over the Wolves of Cheyney University in the second day of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off. Tuskegee vying for its first win of the season, and so are the Wolves of Cheyney. And Dwayne, at the timeout, the numbers for Tuskegee, nothing just eye-popping, but doing a solid job on the offensive end of the floor.
Well, I'll tell you what jumps out to me, Charles. Points in the paint, Tuskegee with 10 so far in the game. I like the way they're being intentional about attacking the middle of the Wolves' defense. Of course, Tuskegee has a size advantage, and they're exploiting that fact right now. That's what I love.
It'll be the Wolves inbounding the basketball. 7:31 remains in this first half.
Golden Tigers now extending the pressure to a full court press now, Charles.
Sure. Want to extend on that lead. They lead it by 9. Want to leave no doubt in this basketball game if they can. Don't want it to be close if they don't have to leave it that way. Trapped at the sideline. Now working at left side is Hawkins at the block. Tie up down there as Priest Johnson, the junior, was trying to get it airborne at the cylinder, but a whistle.
Draper tried to rip him from behind, but was called for the foul near the end line.
So Draper's picked up his first personal as the Wolves push it back out front. And getting it from our producer, Dwayne, that Kasami's father's here tonight following the Golden Tigers on the road here up in Connecticut.
Yes, that would be Kaheem Draper. He attended last night's game as well.
Family located in Conyers, Georgia. And that's in our neck of the woods near Atlanta.
Charles, there's actually 6 Atlanta area players on this Tuskegee Golden Tigers roster.
Taylor going to push a three-pointer front of the iron. Basketball tapped around, and it goes over to the Wolves. Austin Taylor, the redshirt sophomore, really trying to get him going as it relates to point production. That's not his primary role, but trying to at least get him involved in an offense from a field goal perspective. There, took a three-pointer, but that one's off the mark.
Cambridge checks back into the game for the Tuskegee Tigers. Let's see if he can get off from long range.
Half-court set for for Hawkins and the Wolves. That's all they have been doing all game long is shooting from behind the arc, because that's about all they're able to do in terms of penetrating the basketball on the inside. As you referenced, they're not very tall. As a floater inside the paint there by Okonoma, but that one's off the mark. And it looks like it's going to stay with Cheyney.
And Charles, with Mickens out of the game, they've gone to Pennington, who's at the top of that press. Coach Taylor going with players with long arms that can get in those passing lanes.
Entry pass in the corner. Doubled up there now, and a whistle on the play. Red traveling with the basketball, so the basketball over to Tuskegee.
Charles, for the most part, both teams have been taking care of the basketball. That was just Cheyney State's 5th turnover so far in this first half. Meanwhile, the Tuskegee Golden Tigers have only committed 3 turnovers.
Nice carryover from last night in terms of protecting that basketball for the Golden Tigers. Culpepper back out on the floor. Touch pass on the inside to Draper from Jones, and a whistle.
If they can't stop it, keep going to it.
Sure.
That's been automatic so far today.
Red picks up the foul for the Wolves. Tuskegee leads at 19-13. We're down to 5:58 remaining in this first half of play. Glad you could join us on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Charles Ward, Dwayne Walker with the play call. Eric Tabor in our studios at home, producing and directing our coverage. Red takes a seat after that foul. Draper at the line, already converted on the first. Tuskegee right now at 67% from the free throw line as Draper hits both of those.
And Charles Draper with 12 points already in this one.
Yep. That's exactly what they want. They really want to get his point production up. That's going to be a real big factor for Tuskegee in the regular season.
In games to come.
Sure. And plenty of those to come. We'll have them all for you on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Hop, step, and the jumper is good by Hawkins in the paint.
Hawkins did a nice job of drawing space against the defender and scoring his first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, leaning back against the taller defenders on the inside for his 2. Touch pass Draper. Back out behind the arc. This is Cambridge with the jumper. Oh, yeah, he's true.
I told you he was going to come in and look for that long-range string, and he gets it.
Yes, sir. Knocked that one down nicely. Full court pressure continues by Tuskegee. Hawkins across the timeline. Over to Pettis, who just got on the floor. Pettis started last night for the Wolves, coming off the bench here in this first half of play for Coach Johnson. Eight to shoot now for the Wolves. Entry pass, foul line extended with a jumper there. The number is off the mark. It was Muldrow who took the jumper. Basketball over to the Golden Tigers. Pennington, lead behind for Draper. Draper, foul line extended, missed on the shot. Rebound, Jones, hard put back by Martez. Good for the lay-in.
Martez Jones playing his role quite productively so far, Charles. 4 points, 3 assists.
Nice work on the inside. And Hakanoma knocks down a jumper outside for the Wolves.
3-point basket, his second of the game. He scored 25 points to match his jersey number from tonight. Last night he wore jersey number 1.
Had 6 of 9 from behind the arc last night. Culpepper trying to answer, missed on his 3-pointer. But there's Draper with a rebound, tied up on the inside. Jump ball called.
Charles Draper really asserting himself in this game. I wonder if Papa had something to do with that, getting in his ear.
Yeah, they have, right? We got a timeout here, Walker, with 3:54 left in the first half. It comes with Tuskegee extending its lead 26-18 over the Wolves of Cheyney State. We'll take a break here on the Golden Tigers. Watch that work.
Hi, I'm Drayton Florence, 2023 SIAC Hall of Fame inductee. Thank you for watching the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Home, where you hang out with friends, do homework, relax, explore, where you can be yourself. Come home to Tuskegee University. Get the education that changes lives, including your own.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at academy.com or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
Are you looking for education that leads to career success and something more? We are Tuskegee University, one of the nation's top-ranked HBCUs. We believe in education to fulfill your purpose. Here, you work hard because you dream harder. By pursuing your purpose, you will make a difference. Are you ready for something big? Let's get started.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Booster Digital Displays is a proud sponsor of Tuskegee University basketball on the Golden Tigers Sports Network. As the exclusive provider of the digital scorers table inside the Daniel Chappie James Center and the new state-of-the-art Jumbotron and scoreboard at Cleve Abbott Stadium, Booster Digital Displays is committed to boosting Tuskegee athletics to the next level. For more information on the affordable and innovative Booster Digital Displays product line, visit www.boosterdisplays.com. That's booster without an E. www.boosterdisplays.com. And you talk about a display at the timeout. Head coach Keith Johnson for the Wolves was putting on quite a show at that timeout.
Listen, man, Keith Johnson, who is an alumnus of the storied Cheyney State program. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the first HBCU in history, which was established way back in the year 1837.
Inside play results in a flush by Martez Jones with a good play coming out of a timeout, Walker, to get that easy basket.
No question about it. The inbound man, D'Anthony Pennington, do a nice job of spotting Jones, cutting towards the bucket.
Yeah, I just want to revisit your thought about Cheyney, 1837. That's a long history of the start of HBCUs in this country. And Cheyney, such an integral part of the growth of these institutions that we are all so proud of. Out front, the three-point shot creases the rim by Hawkins. Basketball comes away to Mickens and Tuskegee. 28-18 lead for the Golden Tigers. Pennington out front. Jones behind the arc, right side. They'll run that little weave offense out front. Now the alley-oop for Jones backside. He's there. Reverse lay-in, and it's good. Boy, that's timing, ultimate timing there by Pennington on the pass.
Love the way the Golden Tigers are mixing up that offense, making Martez Jones a priority on the offensive end the last couple times down the floor.
Jones now with 6 points in the ball game. Back the other way. Got a basket there by the Wolves. Hawkins with that basket. Tuskegee lead 10. 2:32 left first half. Across the floor, Mickens got some space, fires a three, missed on the shot, but there, Cambridge follows left side with the lay-in.
Charles, second time in this game we've seen Cambridge rebound from his guard position, doing a nice job in collecting the rebound and putting the basketball in the basket.
Indeed, had a lane there. Nobody defended or blocked out by the Wolves. And Dillon just took advantage of it, got that lay-in backside.
Cambridge has 5 points, Charles.
Tuskegee leads it by 12, 32-20. Top of the key. Now left side, they kick it. Hawkins again with a jumper. Same result, this time behind the arc.
Bryce Hawkins has been heating up. He's got 7 points to lead the Wolves.
Yeah, 6 of 6 from the free throw line last night. 13 points overall for them. Back-to-back baskets for him. Whistles as Mickens stands on the inbound line, far side of the floor. So the turnover sends it back to Cheyney.
And he will head out of the ball game after that turnover. There you get a look, or no, you don't get a look. We're taking a look at the board here showing that basket by Jones. Jones with 8 points so far in this first half.
Wolves have cut the deficit to under double digits now. Tuskegee with a 32-23 lead. Half court set for Cheyney. Up top, Muldrow. Now right side. Okonoma with a jumper there, tapped around. Coach Johnson wanted a goaltend call there. Probably rightfully so, should have gotten one. Tuskegee got a break. Push pass down at Jones at the block. He's doubled there. Tried to get it across the floor and threw it right over to the Wolves. Hawkins pushing a 2-on-1, left-hand lay-in, and the follows. Nicely done there by Muldrow to finish it with a flush.
Muldrow doing what he does, had 4 assists in last night's game, but flushed that one home off the offensive rebound. And Charles, it doesn't seem as though Martez Jones learned from yesterday when he brought the basketball down against the much smaller Jalen Parker on Winston-Salem State and had that basketball stolen away.
Good point. Got to have a steal here as it was taken away by Muldrow. The whistles and standing on the inbound line was Hawkins, so it'll go back over to Tuskegee. But Coach Taylor can't be happy about these last couple of minutes that have transpired here late in this first half. Tuskegee's turned the basketball over a couple times, enabling the Wolves to kind of get back into this basketball game as we near the intermission.
3-second differential on the game clock and the shot clock, Charles. And they're going to call offensive foul here. So right on cue, like you said, Charles.
Sure. This time it's Jones again with that illegal screen out front. We saw that at least one time last night that he tried to set the screen out front, but moving as he does it, and they caught him there.
He's a big figure, so it doesn't seem like to me that he has to move too much just to establish himself, just to stand there.
26 seconds remains, first half of play. Wolves trying to see if they can cut that deficit even more. Trail by 7 now.
And Charles, as you'll remember, against Winston-Salem State last night, Tuskegee went into the halftime with a lead.
Okanoma slips on the surface. Basketball comes clear, though, to Deloach. Whistles inside the paint. They'll get him for the travel violation. So 5.5 seconds left in this first half. Tuskegee will have the basketball. We'll see if they're able to convert a basket here, Walker, before we go into halftime. Lost their momentum in the last couple of minutes in this first half. See if they can pick something up here. Draper knows he's got to hurry. Slides all the way through to the rack. Floater, and he missed on the lay-in. Got it to the cylinder in enough time. Would have counted had he hit it, but it falls off. But Tuskegee at the intermission, they enjoy a 32-25 lead over the Wolves of Cheyney University. Day 2 of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off continues after this timeout on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Drayton Florence, 2023 SIAC Hall of Fame inductee. Thank you for watching the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Tuskegee didn't start off as a big campus. It started off in a small shack in the back of a church. The focus was always to build the community up. We share in a culture together that it's kind of hard to explain. You gotta live it, you gotta enjoy it. It's the HBCU experience. It's nothing short than beautiful. So my name is Dia Hunter. I am an assistant professor of construction management here at Tuskegee. The students make the institution special. You're gonna deal with students that are brilliant, students who have a mind for construction. They bring diverse backgrounds, diverse ways of life. I love sharing this with students. I love giving them the tools that they need in order to be great at it.
Just because we're at HBCU doesn't mean our education is different. Don't get me wrong, we have different values and traditions and culture and things like that. So we're gonna have different outlooks, different understandings on things, and that makes for a better company is diverse minds. I am Kaylin Parham, a graduating senior construction science and management major, hailing from the Rocket City, Huntsville, Alabama. And to be a part of Tuskegee University's construction science and management program is to be a part of history. In this field, I'm underrepresented. I'm a Black woman, so obviously it's not going to be a lot of people like me, and that's okay because we're still working for diversity. But the part that I would like to see more is the inclusion part. So yes, you have a Black girl here and an Asian guy there, but do they feel comfortable in this environment? Do they feel like they're actually a part of the team? Let's start with HBCUs and coming here and getting to know our students and our programs. You'll see that not only are we coming with the knowledge that you need us to have, but we also have some different perspectives you might not have.
We have to give back. Everybody counts or nobody counts. And that's got to be part of leadership. By Procore taking the lead on this scholarship program and partnering with AGC as a Grand Slam home run. Well, I'm Bob Bowen, chairman and founder of Bowen Engineering. We can make a real difference in our industry, in our community, in our society. We're a better place to go than Tuskegee or the other HBCUs.
The Lifting the Veil of Ignorance statue represents Booker T. Washington telling all the slaves what they can be in the world. Today, I think the Lifting the Veil statue represents what we're showing the world. Hey, we got great students that can produce great work in all disciplines. HBCUs produce top students. My name is Dr. Shauna L. Rogers. I'm associate professor at Tuskegee University. Right now, diversity is what we need in this country. Specifically construction, we're running out of workers. The more that we are open to diversity, the more we're open to giving these students chances, it'll make everything better. Hey, we're here. It's 11 HBCUs that offer construction science, construction management. All 11 have great students. All 11 are well prepared. You just got to give them a chance.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need.
Tuskegee didn't start off as a big campus. It started off in a small shack in the back of a church. The focus was always to build the community up. We share in a culture together that it's kind of hard to explain. You gotta live it, you gotta enjoy it. It's the HBCU experience. It's nothing short than beautiful. So my name is Dia Hunter. I am an assistant professor of construction management here at Tuskegee. The students make the institution special. You're gonna deal with students that are brilliant, students who have a mind for construction. They bring diverse backgrounds, diverse ways of life. I love sharing this with students. I love giving them the tools that they need in order to be great at it.
Just because we're at HBCU doesn't mean our education is different. Don't get me wrong, we have different values and traditions and culture and things like that. So we're gonna have different outlooks, different understandings on things, and that makes for a better company is diverse minds. I am Kaylin Parham, a graduating senior construction science and management major, hailing from the Rocket City, Huntsville, Alabama. And to be a part of Tuskegee University's construction science and management program is to be a part of history. In this field, I'm underrepresented. I'm a Black woman, so obviously it's not going to be a lot of people like me, and that's okay because we're still working for diversity, but the part that I would like to see more is the inclusion part. So yes, you have a Black girl here and an Asian guy there, but do they feel comfortable in this environment? Do they feel like they're actually a part of the team? Let's start with HBCUs and coming here and getting to know our students and our programs. You'll see that not only are we coming with the knowledge that you need us to have, but we also have some different perspectives you might not have.
We have to give back. Everybody counts or nobody counts. And that's got to be part of leadership. By Procore taking the lead on this scholarship program and partnering with AGC as a Grand Slam home run. Well, I'm Bob Bowen, chairman and founder of Bowen Engineering. We can make a real difference in our industry, in our community, in our society, we're a better place to go than Tuskegee or the other HBCUs.
The Lifting the Veil of Ignorance statue represents Booker T. Washington telling all the slaves what they can be in the world. Today, I think the Lifting the Veil statue represents what we're showing the world. Hey, we got great students that can produce great work in all disciplines. HBCUs produce top students. My name is Dr. Shauna L. Rogers. I'm associate professor at Tuskegee University. Right now, diversity is what we need in this country. Specifically construction, we're running out of workers. The more that we are open to diversity, the more we're open to giving these students chances, it'll make everything better. Hey, we're here. It's 11 HBCUs that offer construction science and construction management. All 11 have great students. All 11 are well prepared. You just got to give them a chance.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at academy.com or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
STEM careers are one of the fastest growing fields, yet women of color comprise less than 10% of the workforce within these high-paying jobs. Tuskegee University is changing this. In 2018, we were awarded a grant from the National Science Foundation to develop computer science career awareness for young African American women. In 2019, we established the Campaign for Leadership and Excellence Scholarship. It provides future female engineers with financial support to pursue their educational goals. Today, Tuskegee continues to educate African American women in STEM fields, empowering them to pursue their chosen careers and providing the foundation they need to transform science, medicine, and technology. If a STEM career is in your future, explore what Tuskegee can offer you.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
And we're back live at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut. Second day of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off. Tuskegee at the break, leading Cheyney 32-25. And Dwayne, before we get into the second half of this basketball game, take a moment of just silence here, not silence, but just to cite the fact or extend our condolences as the Golden Tiger Sports Network and the entire Tuskegee community. Extend condolences to the Carter family on the loss of former First Lady Rosalind Carter earlier today. She passed away at the age of 96. She was in hospice, and we understand that she passed with family just by her side, and absolutely no way to go, but it's the best way to go in terms of your family being there. So we extend our condolences to the entire Tuskegee community, to the Carter family. Meanwhile, Dwayne, as we talk about this basketball game, Tuskegee with a 32-25 lead as we get set to start the second half. And we look at some of these first half stats. The thing that stands out most is what you talked about in that first half. A lot of that scoring for Tuskegee started on the inside, and now it's working its way out to the perimeter.
Yeah, it has. However, let me just make this point. This isn't to be, critical at all, but the stat that jumps out to me is the points in the paint, where Tuskegee's outscored Cheyney 18-6. But when you look at the bench scoring, Tuskegee's only mustered up 2 points from the bench, 2 free throws by Tyshawn Boyce, And that has to be a concern. You're going to need production when those guys get out on the floor. You're going to need bench help. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly what you're saying. Good point there. You look at the stats. That's what it really bears out, that Tuskegee's got to get that number higher. But as you talk about those points in the paint, well, that leads me right to the category that probably speaks to that, and that's the rebounds. Tuskegee right now with a 21-13 edge over the Wolves of Cheyney. And that allows for Tuskegee, one, you look at the category of second chance opportunities, Tuskegee with a 10-4 edge, and Tuskegee with 9 offensive rebounds in that first half compared to 5 to Cheyney on the offensive side. So sometimes these stats tend to balance themselves out when you start talking about the lack of production from the bench. But here you have an opportunity with these second chance opportunities because you're doing a pretty good job on the boards on the offensive side.
And one of the players that has really responded today has been Draper. You know, we're on him yesterday for only having 2 rebounds, 2 rebounds, but he's come out today and played very aggressively and has 4 rebounds through the first 20 minutes of play. Both he and Martez Jones with 4 rebounds each. As we took a look at the team stats, as it relates for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers, they shot 42% from the field, 11 of 26. They were 2 of 8 from 3 for 25%. And free throw shooting was 8 of 11 for 72%. That's respectable. Sure. 73%. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. The Golden Tigers' biggest lead so far in the first half, Charles, was 12 points, and they have owned the lead for all but 14 seconds in that first half of play.
Definitely wanted to see if they could possibly take a double-digit lead into the intermission, but the last couple of minutes just did not play out well for Tuskegee. Right now they lead at 32-25 over the Wolves of Cheyney.
It didn't turn out that way because of costly turnovers towards the end of that first half, and both teams ended up with 7 turnovers in that first half of play.
You start comparing this game to what we saw last night in terms of the first 20 minutes of play. A different style for Tuskegee here, but the result's the same. They are still leading at the break. But to see if they can't muster together or string together in the next 20 minutes to come out leading the ball game when the clock expires.
Golden Tigers, Charles, were coming out in the second half of that same group that started the game. And so I look for, on the offensive side, for Tuskegee to once again get the ball on the side of the basket to Jones while looking for the streaking Draper down the lane for 2. That's going to be the recipe, in my opinion, for this first sequence when Tuskegee gets the basketball.
It's Draper, Jones, Cambridge, Pennington, and Culpepper, the 5 for Coach Taylor. As you referenced, D, those are the ones they started with. Half-court set now for the Wolves. They have it in the second half to start things off. Entry pass from Morales is tapped around and out of bounds. First turnover belongs to the Wolves, and it goes over to Tuskegee.
Tuskegee picked right up where they were in the first half, applying pressure, extending the defense, and not allowing the Wolves to breathe. I love it. Under normal circumstances, you just let the guy inbound the basketball.
Sure, just to get things started.
Right, but on this occasion, the Golden Tigers challenged the inbound, and it resulted in a turnover.
Pennington half-court set now for Tuskegee. Over to Draper. Now Cambridge has a touch. Cambridge right side, underneath the defense, floater to the racks off the mark. Had a good look there, good Euro step on the inside. Basketball would incorporate. Hawkins has it, half-court set now for Cheyney. Muldrow out on the floor. Morales out on the floor. Okonoma out on the floor, as is Johnson. Those are the 5 for Coach Johnson and Cheyney as they take a jumper right side, and that one's off the mark. Pennington pushes right side all the way through, down in the corner. Chip for 3. Count it there.
That wasn't a chip. That was a drive, a long-range drive for 3.
That. Nice call.
Second 3 of the ball game for Chip Culpepper.
Going to the bag, huh, for that one?
Yeah, went to the golf bag on that one.
Oh, I know that's your son Jake coming out of you there. Jake's the golfer in your family.
Yeah.
Basketball chased out of the Tuskegee.
Well, Charles, there's that double-digit lead you were asking for that you wanted to go into the first half with. They've got it now, 35-25.
Culpepper long range with the 3, making that happen. See what they do this set down the floor. Pennington quick step, top of the key. Draper, jumper, Bounces the cylinder, missed on the shot. Cambridge missed on the putback. Basketball over to Johnson and Cheyney.
Third offensive rebound by Cambridge, doing a nice job rebounding from the guard position.
Hawkins, right side. Pennington guarding defensively. Cheyney goes left to right in this final 20 minutes of basketball. Canoma, left side, high to the glass with the left hand. That's nicely done for the lay-in.
He had some nerve going in there and laying that up with the left hand amongst those trees.
Yeah, he did.
He's the smallest player on the floor right now.
Found it high off the glass for the two. Pennington got space for three. Missed on the shot. The rebound put back by Draper and a whistle.
Man, Draper really has asserted himself tonight, determined to come up with all of those rebounds.
We'll try to find out who was the inspiring source. Was it his father or was it Coach Taylor? Or maybe just Kasami himself. Talking to Coach Taylor after this basketball game. Tuskegee with a 35-27 lead. And Draper got the roll on the first free throw. Tuskegee back in action this Wednesday from the Daniel Chappie James Center on the Tuskegee campus, hosting the Tornadoes of Talladega College. We will have the coverage for you beginning at 3 p.m. That's Central Time on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Situation substitution. Chris Mickens now in the game, number 24. Let's see if they extend this zone.
Mickens scoreless in that first half of play. Tuskegee by 10.
Man-to-man, Charles. Man-to-man.
Canoma, left side, lost his dribble. Morales now up top to Muldrow. They're working on the weave. Now Hawkins has it with 7 to shoot. Jones picks him up there near the foul line. Wow. And Jones commits the foul, popping out defensively.
Man, he looked like Dallas Diamond Page with that clothesline right there.
And you referenced the fact that Jones at 6'6", 205 pounds is where they have him listed, but just has that build of a football player as a turnover on the inbound play. Culpepper challenges left side, and he got the lay-in.
Speaking of challenges, second part and a half, the Tuskegee Golden Tigers have challenged the inbound. No, I'm not just going to let you inbound the basketball. You have to put the basket. 2 turnovers, 2 baskets.
One on that. Team just be lackadaisical about that. Just started. That's an opportunity for you if you try to take advantage. Morales out front. Tuskegee now 39-27 lead. Over work at the left side, slides back through. Good move, glass, but he missed that. Rebound fought for. Jones clears for Tuskegee. Outlet Pennington. Again, across the floor. Turns out nobody there. That's got the spinner to fall, and there's the whistle afterwards.
Yes, sir. Draper finished strong the rim, but you got to give credit to Pennington for head manning the basketball, 5 defenders, and Draper did his thing and hit the rim and drove the foul.
Pennington got credit, got the high five. Taylor going board. Good work by the Anthony. And Draper on the inside, good footwork for the lay-in. Chance for the 3-point play with the free throw. He's got it.
That's what you want to see, Charles, right there. Basket plus the free throw.
Over 70% for the Golden Tigers from the line compared to the 57% they shot from the free throw line last night.
Draper, 17 points to lead all scores.
Basketball is loose on the floor. Akanoma had it and it's taken away by Mickens. Now he's bumped. Jones dives short and saves it over to Culpepper, and a whistle near the half-court set.
Jones dove at the basketball and passed it all on the same stride.
Yeah, he did.
Tremendous body control.
Sure. Looked like a running back lunging for that 1 extra yard for the first down there.
Man, he looks like he could play defensive end for Aaron James's Tuskegee Golden Tigers on the football team.
I know Coach James probably listening. It's too late for you to get up here to Connecticut, so don't worry about it. We'll keep him on the basketball court. Mickens pushes a 3 and rattles it good for the basket.
Finally, Charles. Finally, Mickens converts from 3-point land.
Yeah, the freshman from Clemens, North Carolina, with the basket there, his first of the ball game. Half court set now for the Wolves. Tuskegee with a 45-27 lead. Noman lost his dribble. Oh, gives a nice pass on the trail on the inside, but Muldrow can't finish on the dunk. Missed on the easy dunk attempt. Bounce pass at the block. Draper. Draper underneath. Reverse lay-in. Missed on the shot. Whistles at the inbound line over to the Wolves. So Pennington trying to bounce that pass down the floor to Draper. Not able to affect that pass on the inside. Draper not able to convert. So Tuskegee with a 45-27 lead over the Wolves of Cheyney and Dwayne. Things starting to really shape up for Tuskegee the way that they want it. Mickens got that basket from the outside, so we're starting to see that perimeter play kick in as well.
And that's what you want to see, Charles. It has exploded into an 18-point lead, 45-27. And listen, let's face it, that's what you have to do. The Cheyney State basketball program right now, if we're just being completely transparent and honest, it's down right now, Charles. They just really brought athletics back a couple years ago because they had discontinued athletics for a while, but they're trying to get it going again. And the unexpected moving on of Coach Stokes from last year, it caused some, stress in the program. They had to find somebody, and they ended up bringing Keith Johnson out of retirement, a former Cheyney State player who graduated in the late 70s. And what can you say? It's been a tough road so far. He began September 5th. They had to actually field the team from having open tryouts on campus amongst the student body. So can you imagine? But you got to give credit to both him and his assistant coach, Yolanda Laney. If that name sounds familiar, she was a 1984 Kodak All-American, and she was a part of a team that featured Cheryl Miller. And that group, Charles, was the only all-African-American women's Kodak All-American team in history.
Oh, boy. Thanks for shedding that information, passing that on.
Yes, sir. And she also, as you may or may not know, she comes from a basketball family. She has a daughter that plays in the WNBA right now, Betnijah Laney, soon to be Hamilton. Her son-in-law is Jordan Hamilton, who right now plays overseas. He actually went and played at Texas and was recruited to go to Texas by KD, Kevin Durant. So Miss Laney comes from a long history of basketball excellence. She's from the Philadelphia area, and she actually put hands on stars, as we know, like Dawn Staley, the head coach at South Carolina.
Yep.
So long history as it relates to her at Cheyney State, where she played under Vivian Stringer for a while, the Basketball Hall of Famer. So Cheyney State being the first HBCU, Charles, it means something. You talk about Tuskegee being a name brand. There's only one first, so we got to give credit to Cheyney State for that.
Indeed. Yeah, and we were just up there last year doing a tournament which Cheyney was hosting and with Coach Stokes then. Mm-hmm. And just to see that quick turn as it relates to the program is just mind-boggling to see just how quickly a set of bad things can happen and downward spiral takes place as a result. But hoping all the best as the Wolves continue to be one of the guiding stars for HBCUs across this country. Back after the timeout, Tuskegee with a 45-27 lead. DeAnthony Pennington with the basketball. Up top, Chip Culpepper pushes another three-pointer. Missed on that shot, though. And the rebound fought for and cleared on the inside by Priest Johnson, the junior from Philadelphia.
And Charles, as Cheyney State tries to rebuild their basketball program, they ultimately want to join a conference. CIAA, any conference. They're just looking to join a conference.
Akanoma, the freshman from Plainfield, New Jersey. If he does join a conference and Cheyney does, he is going to be a threat. Mickens hit on a three-pointer earlier, handles. Now they give it over to Boyce, or check that inside. It's Boyce, that is, the freshman on the floor, and a whistle there.
I think it's going to go to Jones. He's a physically impressive-looking young man, and I don't know if that causes the officials to not give him the benefit of the doubt whenever there's contact made.
Yeah, fouls just seem to follow him on the court.
And ironically enough, Charles, he fouled out of last night's game with 8 points and 13 rebounds.
We're at 14:33 remaining in this ball game. Akanoma guarded by Pennington. Fires a jumper, missed on the shot. Good defensive work by Pennington to force that early shot. The Anthony back the other way offensively. Trying to work off of the screen by Jones. Floater by the Anthony, left side, rattled it good for the Golden Tigers.
Charles, that's what we have not seen tonight that we saw last night from Pennington, attacking the basket and finishing. He had a good night last night, not so much on the offensive side today.
16 points last night, 7 of 12 from the floor. Push out to Muldrow on the pass, right corner. Now he'll push it back out front to Akanoma. Akanoma right side slides all the way through. Shot rejected at the block by Jones. Pennington following that play. I think they're going to get the Anthony there on that foul. They will.
And listen, I don't want to be critical of Pennington, the young man. He has handed out 3 assists so far. And if you were to look at his plus-minus statistic, he is if you look at his plus-minus statistics, Charles, he is a +8.
Boy, I thought Coach Taylor put that to rest in the pregame show with you, but I see you're going to bring it up anyway.
Well, listen, fans, in case you're wondering what we're talking about, there's a little-known stat that's called a plus-minus stat that's at the far end of the stat sheet. And according to Charles, he's saying people don't even really pay. Coaches don't even really pay attention.
Oh, you said according to me? Who else told you that, right?
According to Charles, people don't pay attention to that statistic. But
and Coach Taylor.
I implore people to take a look at what the plus-minus ratio thing means.
Whistles on the Tuskegee end of the floor. Looks like they're going to count a basket by Draper. And as we talk more about this plus-minus thing, we probably ought to put that into the minus category. Just leave it there. But it is an interesting statistic, and we'll talk more about it, but it really just talks about what is happening while a particular player is on the floor, whether there's positive things going on in a plus category or while the person's on the floor, some negative things happen. But Coach Taylor articulated what I was trying to share with you early on. It's just there's so many factors out there with it. It's just difficult to pinpoint simply because the players out there, what effect they have on the flow of the game.
20 points. That's the flow for Draper.
All right. We'll go with that. I like that transition.
A season high for him, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you are not mistaken. Mickens clears a rebound as Taylor is out on the floor. He'll push it up the floor behind the defense with the left-hand lay-in. It was Boyce. Good transition for the Golden Tigers.
Give credit to the young man for running the floor. And Charles, believe it or not, that is the first 2 points on the fast break for either team.
Isn't that interesting? You're right. Saw that at halftime. Nothing there in that category. Wonder if that's a plus or minus. Floater this time inside the paint.
Sounds like a minus to me, Charles.
Hawkins missed on that. We get into the latter half of the season, we're going to have some of our coaches and basketball diehards weigh in on this plus-minus thing to try to convince you that it belongs in file 13. Draper's spinner is good. Held on the cylinder, spun around a couple times, and dropped good for him.
Draper got the ball on the left-hand side, went baseline, powered up, and got the friendly roll, the neutral roll.
Yeah, nice job by him. He ought to be getting close to a double-double by now. He's got the points, we know. Where he stands on these rebounds, we'll check maybe at the next time out. Behind the back pass, thrown right over to Pennington. Tapped out of bounds. Boy, thought that was going to go out on the Wolves. Thought Hawkins hit it out last. But they say the Anthony touched it on its way out, and it'll stay with the Wolves.
Pennington a little frustrated. He read that inbound, that pass on the inside, tried to steal the basketball away and spin. And when he spinned around, he lost control of the basketball.
So left of the cylinder, Red inbounds it to Akanoma. We're at 12 minutes remaining in this contest. Tuskegee with a 54-31 lead. Takeaway by Taylor at the sideline on a whistle. Akanoma frustrated by the basketball being taken away from him. He commits the foul as so often happens. 11:58 remains in the ball game. Tuskegee extends its lead 54-31 over the Wolves of Cheyney. We'll take a break here as well on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Hi, I am Lily Lanier, President of the Tuskegee National Alumni Association, and you're watching the Golden Tigers Sports Network. Thank you.
Tuskegee University's founder, Booker T. Washington, said, "Excellence is to do a common thing in an uncommon way." At many universities, big classes are common. Not at Tuskegee. We have small classes with a 14-to-1 average student-to-teacher ratio. This formula for excellence ensures individualized attention. You get to know your professors, and they get to know you well enough to recommend you for internships, research, graduate programs, and job opportunities. Small classes, big impact. It's all part of educational excellence at Tuskegee University. Home, where you hang out with friends, do homework, relax, explore, where you can be yourself. Come home to Tuskegee University. Get the education that changes lives, including your own.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
And Golden Tiger Nation, it's a great day for Tuskegee University Golden Tigers to get vaccinated. Many children and adults that delayed vaccination due to the pandemic are still behind schedule. It's crucial that we take steps to get everyone back on track with their routine immunizations. Children and teens can still catch up on their vaccinations, even if they start late. Make sure that you and your family are up to date on all the recommended vaccinations, including COVID-19 and flu. Let's do all we can together to get things back on track. Don't wait. Vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM. That's alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM. Tuskegee with a 54-31 lead over the Wolves of Cheyney. Day 2 of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off, third annual tip-off. Winston-Salem claimed the trophy for this year in the first ball game of tonight. They defeated the Panthers of Virginia Union University 65-56. And Tuskegee trying to cap off play in this tournament with a win over the Wolves for their first win of the campaign, if they can hang on here for the last 11 minutes and 58 seconds over Cheyney.
A big contributor tonight, Charles, who we've been talking about, Desame Draper. He scored 12 points and had only 2 rebounds in yesterday's loss against Winston-Salem State, but he has responded tonight with 22 points. He's a product of Conyers, Georgia, as you mentioned before. And if I can just give full transparency, when he was with the Skills Factory, had an opportunity to cover this young man when they would have their workouts over at the Galloway School in Atlanta.
Okay. 22 points, 5 rebounds for him so far in the ball game. Boyce on a half-court missed on a jumper. Basketball back over to the Wolves on their end of the floor. Red handles it, tried to dump it down in the corner to Muldrow. Draper guarding Muldrow. Lost his dribble. Back out front to Akanoma. 5 to shoot now for the Wolves. Akanoma in traffic, tied up. Good job there by Taylor to tie him up and force a jump ball.
Wow, sneaky was he. Taylor went in and tied up the basketball as the Wolves offensive player tried to get off with that shot clock winding down.
Jump ball call will give the arrow to Tuskegee and the basketball. Dwayne, I'm looking here at the screen inside the facility. I think they had that Kodak All-American team that you were talking about on the screen just a moment ago. I think that's splitting the screen with Coach Laney, looks like it. Is that her on the screen there?
It is.
And I think they just flashed that team, that All-American, African-American team up there on the screen. Meanwhile, back on the court, shot in the corner by Akanoma is off the mark. Basketball over to Tuskegee. Mickens had it tipped from behind. Lead behind. Boyce left side to the rack, missed on the shot. A little bit off balance at the rack that trip.
Thought there may have been contact there, but you still got to power up strong.
Akanoma pushes a 3, and he's still powering up from outside for the Wolves as he hits another three-pointer. 57-31 after the three-pointer by Okanoma, and that'll bring a timeout on the floor. This time, Coach Taylor taking this timeout, Dwayne, with the specific idea of making sure that he maintains that lead.
And Charles Okanama, as he walks off the court, he looks physically exhausted.
Sure.
He's the main wheel for these Cheyney State Wolves, who, Charles, coming to this one with an 0-5 record, so they're also looking for their first victory of the season. They suffered losses against Morgan State, Villa Maria, Bryant Stratton, Queens College, and against Virginia Union on yesterday by a score of 102-72.
Yeah, they will continue to play after the Thanksgiving break. Next Sunday is when they are back in action, when they are back in the Connecticut area, when they play Bridgeport University. They'll meet the Purple Knights of Bridgeport there on their campus to resume play after the Thanksgiving. Tuskegee, meanwhile, has a basketball game before the break on Wednesday at 3 p.m. in the Daniel Chappie James Center, and we'll be there with the coverage on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Non-conference ball game, but they'll meet a tough Tornadoes team out of Talladega College, not too far from Tuskegee. So plenty of basketball still ahead before we get into Thanksgiving, then before the Christmas break, and then actually before Christmas we get into Fort Valley and then Albany State to start conference play.
Okay. Did you say Talladega?
I did.
There's a racetrack there, right?
There is.
Is that a horse track or that's a racetrack? It's not a horse track where you gamble, right?
I think it's a racetrack.
It's a racetrack.
Yes.
Well, listen, man, speaking of gambling, we're here in Uncasville, Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun Casino.
All right, bring it.
Now, listen, man, we didn't come all this way not to donate a couple coins, right?
Oh, no, we're going to contribute to the cause for sure. Like you said, it may only be a couple of coins.
Right.
But depending on how things go with those couple of coins, you never know, right?
What's your game of choice, man?
Oh, no, I'm just an armed bandit guy. I just pull the slots.
You just pull the slots,
that's all. Everything else is just way too intimidating for me. You get around a table where people are playing blackjack or card games, it just makes me so nervous.
Really?
I just can't really
the pressure
function.
Of it all,
yeah,
huh?
I just prefer to sit in the corner,
right.
pull the handle, and enjoy a libation.
Now, be honest, man. Are you going to play the nickel slots,
no.
the quarter slots, the dollar slots, or the $5 slot? I want to know. I want to see what kind of spender you are.
Well, this is Mohegan Sun. It's an upscale casino, you know.
Yeah.
But not like my mom. My mom just plays the penny slots. I'm going to up the ante a little bit. I have a system. I'll show it to you later when we get in there.
Okay.
As we walk away with bundles of money coming back to Atlanta. Meanwhile, back on terra firma. Half court set for Tuskegee. They lead it 54-34. Mickens, hard push right side, denied. Pushes back outside to Taylor. Bounce pass, Cambridge. Pennington got some space, jumper left side, missed on the shot. Mickens there with a putback, missed on the missed shot, on the shot on the inside though.
Cambridge once again attacking the offensive glass. He tied things up with the Wolves. Dejier Muldrow.
Your reference point there, Dwayne, another opportunity with a second look at the basket there by a good offensive rebounding effort by the Golden Tigers. Unfortunately, not able to score that time, but did have the second opportunity.
Charles, here's another one of those stretches. We're under 10 minutes to play for the next 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. Let's see if the Tuskegee Golden Tigers can maintain this 20-point lead.
Half court set for the Wolves. Hard push left side float at the rack. Whistles there. As Keys got it to the cylinder left side and a foul called. That'll go Austin Taylor trailing that play is guilty of the foul. Well, you're talking about me, so what's your game of choice, casino-wise?
I'm a watcher.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm a walker and a watcher. So I'm going to walk on by the slot machines and watch you lose your money.
Oh, wow. That just means I'm going to have to borrow some from you.
Listen, but of course, if we win.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now, of course, if we win, it's all good.
I like that phraseology, yeah, on the backside. Right.
Did you say phraseology?
I did. I'm guilty. Okay, let's retract.
Send you with the mother broadcasters, right. Man.
Taylor, half court set. We're at 9:20 left in this basketball game. Tuskegee with a 54-35 lead. Lead behind Taylor, pushes a three-pointer. He's hard on the effort. But Cambridge there with another rebound, another look. Pushes across the floor. Mickens for three. No, can't find it. A rebound finally cleared by Jalen Hawkins. That's the other Hawkins on the Wolves roster. And a whistle and a half-court set for the Wolves on their side of the floor to turn it right back over to Tuskegee.
Charles, Dylan Cambridge is a man possessed right now. That was his fourth offensive rebound in this game, and right now he's playing in the middle of the offense. He's being that intimidating in the middle and crashing those boards that strongly.
That's a good sign for him and Tuskegee. Pennington pushes. Taylor, he'll push right side. Mickens lost it out of bounds. Tuskegee 54, Cheyney 35. We're under 9 minutes remaining. Chip Culpepper back out on the floor for Coach Taylor. So is Martez Jones. Mickens takes a seat. And coming to the sideline is Evans as well. So now it's Taylor, Culpepper, Cambridge, Jones, and Pennington, the five. Whistles away from the basketball. Pennington and Joshua Blackman tying it up. And they call Pennington with the foul. Kind of a picky call there, Walker. That one away from the basketball. They were just kind of fighting for inside position.
I like it, Charles. I'm going to tell you why. This referee officials unit of Brad Zapinas, Chris Devlin, and Joey Reyes, they don't want any shenanigans as we go down the stretch here. So you cancel it all by nipping it at the bud and calling the foul.
Muldrow with some shenanigans left side with a bank shot good for the Wolves. Make it 54-37. Tuskegee with the basketball. Bounce past Cambridge. Turns to the rack. Tried to bank it from out front. Missed. Culpepper got it. Pennington for three. That one's off the mark. There's Jones. See if they're getting from over the back. They will not. Break for the Golden Tigers that time. Reed underneath Jones. But I think he was kind of backpedaling and creating the contact on his push back to the inside.
Jones showed his athleticism by leaping high above the smaller defender to come up with that offensive rebound. Bryce Hawkins had no chance, obviously, of rebounding the basketball.
Taylor on the inbound pass, can't find the range from outside. Shot an air ball on that three-point attempt.
Nathan Pettis, number 2, in for the first time for the Cheyney State Wolves. He started in last night's game, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you're not mistaken. He did. Came off the bench in that first half and his first spot of duty here in the second. We're at 8 minutes left. Right corner. This is Jalen Hawkins with a jumper. That one's off the mark. Jones clears that errant shot for Tuskegee. Taylor, half court set across the floor. Pennington. Hard push by DeAnthony. Back to Austin. Lost his dribble. Now to Culpepper. 7:43 left. 16 to shoot. Pennington foul line extended. Missed on the shot. Culpepper got in underneath and took it away for a rebound. Across the floor and bounced out of bounds. Off of Deja Muldrow for the Wolves. And Tuskegee will have the basketball when we return from this timeout. 7:32 remains. Tuskegee leads at 54-37 over the Wolves of Cheyney. More basketball ahead on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
I'm Reginald Ruffin, your Director of Athletics, and you are watching the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
What does education mean when you choose the top HBCU in Alabama?
So one of the things that's been most valuable from my experience at Tuskegee is being able to face challenges head on. I can definitely say here I've learned how to be an advocate for myself, how to speak up, and how to present myself in ways that can help me get opportunities, that help me fix things that may not be right. And I think that's really just the best skill that I've learned here that I can take with me for the rest of my life.
Look forward to your bright future. Apply to Tuskegee University today.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at academy.com or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
Since 1837, historically black colleges and universities have been fulfilling their purpose to educate and empower. Since 2009, the Home Depot's Retool Your School Campus Improvement Grant Program has also been powered by a purpose to update, upgrade, and uplift HBCU campuses. Today, 44 million votes, $4.1 million, and 147 grants later, we remain inspired by the people, the passion, and the power of HBCUs to continue our purpose. Learn more at retoolyourschools.com.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
And the Golden Tigers Sports Network is live from the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut. Second day of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off. Tuskegee with a 54-37 lead over the Wolves of Cheyney. Finale in this year's tip-off. Winston-Salem claimed the title earlier this afternoon or this evening with a win over the Panthers of Virginia Union. And Tuskegee trying to cap off play with a win tonight over the Wolves to get their first win of the campaign. Got about 7:32 remaining in the contest. Tuskegee breaking their huddle first. Cambridge, like Julian Watson, going to be out there after this timeout. So it's Watson, Cambridge, Culpeper, Jones, and Pennington, the 5. Johnson and the Wolves late breaking from the huddle. Pennington inbound pass Jones. Back out Culpeper. 12 to shoot. They didn't have a full shot clock there. Pennington's free. 7 to shoot now. Back to Culpeper. Watson. 1 to shoot. They don't get it off. Tuskegee after the timeout with a shot clock violation. Not quite what they wanted coming out of a timeout. They wanted to run clock, but they went all the way through that cycle without getting the shot up. They lead it 54-37.
Yeah, I was going to say the objective not met on that sequence, Charles, but I love the philosophy of draining the clock. We got, 7 minutes and some change left. Now it's all about possessions. Each possession critically important down the stretch.
Nice call, Walk. Keys with the basketball for the Wolves. He left it short on the cylinder. A rebound cleared by Bryce Cummings. Just got out on the floor.
Bryce Cummings is a walk-on, Charles, to the program.
Doing a great job for Tuskegee. Had 5 points in last night's ball game. Pennington raises and drains a 3. That basketball just parachuting down into the strings there for the 3. Back up to 20. Tuskegee with the lead. Wolves with the basketball. Keys out front. Shot clock working its way down to 10. Now he will attack right side. Cross dribble, pushes back out front to Morales. 4 to shoot now for the Wolves. They may not get it off. Shot rejected about 5 rows up our way by Martez Jones.
I love it, Charles. Defensive pressure, again, forcing the Wolves to shoot late in the shot clock. That's what you want each and every time.
Yeah, Jones just swatted that one away. Out front, Pennington, he'll push another three-pointer. Same result, just knocks down a beauty from outside.
Pennington's starting to heat up in this contest. 7 points.
Under 6 minutes remaining. 60-37, Tuskegee with the lead. Muldrow at the block, spins inside on Cambridge. Got it airborne, but he missed. A rebound, backside comes to Watson. And here comes Tuskegee. This is Cummings with a jumper. This one's off the mark. Tuskegee can't get happy about this now. Got to run that clock still.
Absolutely.
Took that one a lot early in the sequence. Back the other way, Keys rattled and missed.
Now let's see if Pennington pulls it back out here to get a shot late in the shot clock. Trying to do too much, son.
Out front, left side. No, foul line extended. The floater by Cambridge on the inside. Can't get it to fall.
Charles, I got to be honest. I don't like it. I want you to be more intentional with burning time off the clock here.
Yeah, I think that is the best strategy because during the regular season, that is what you're going to have to do. You got a comfortable lead here. You may be able to afford to do that in this contest, but it's not the kind of mindset you want coming into the regular season.
When you have a 20-point lead, you want to shrink the number of possessions, and you do that by draining the clock.
Pennington out front, no draining there. Another three, rattled it good, and the whistle as well. What do we know up here?
Yeah, that's why we're up here.
Boy. He's back-to-back-to-back threes for the Golden Tigers.
Pennington now in double digits on the night. He's got 10 points. He will step to the free throw line right now to attempt a free throw. This could be our first 4-point play of the season. And it is.
Wow. Didn't even put a jinx on that one, Walker. Wow. Good deal. So Pennington wraps up the 4-point play.
11 points to match his jersey number.
4:46 left in the contest. 64-37, Tuskegee leads. Lean back jumper on the inside by Muldrow in traffic. Can't convert. Basketball back over to the Golden Tigers. At the block, Jones. Back out, Pennington. Floating jumper right side this time. Shot that one hard. Rebound to Jones on the inside. Martez had it tapped, but he regains.
Bring it out.
Cummings out front. Watson fires. And that one's in the cylinder and out of there. Basketball back over to the Wolves. We go down to 4:08 left in the ball game. Blackman circles. Keys far side of the floor. Muldrow pushes left side underneath the defense, left it there underneath the cylinder. Basketball to Tuskegee. Cummings out front. Entry pass to Evans. Now back to Cummings. Tried to bounce it down low to Jones. He's there. Whistles inside the paint.
Jones so far tonight, Charles, has not missed from the floor. He's only shot 4 times, but he's 4 for 4 from the field, and he got fouled on that. He'll step to the line for 2 shots.
He will do that after this timeout with 3:34 remaining. Tuskegee with the 64-37 lead. We'll step out on the timeout as well on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Drayton Florence, 2023 SIAC Hall of Fame inductee. Thank you for watching the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
What does education mean when you choose the top HBCU in Alabama?
So one of the things that's been most valuable from my experience at Tuskegee is being able to face challenges head on. I can definitely say here I've learned how to be an advocate for myself, how to speak up, and how to present myself in ways that can help me get opportunities, that help me fix things that may not be right. And I think that's really just the best skill that I've learned here that I can take with me for the rest of my life.
Look forward to your bright future. Apply to Tuskegee University today.
As a global bank, our game plan is to help clients manage their money. We're a team of challengers, thinkers, and go-getters. Together, we bring out the best in each other. With our partner SIAC, we're creating pathways for the next generation of talent. We're scouting bankers, advisors, techies, and yes, athletes. Kick off your career with UBS.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
We are back live at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut. Third annual Chris Paul HBCU tip-off to Wayne with about 3 minutes, 34 seconds left in this ball game. Tuskegee on its way to his first win of the season.
I'm going to retract something I said earlier. I said, okay, what Tuskegee should be doing is bringing the basketball out and burning clock. But you have to also realize this is the first time this season that Tuskegee has been in this position, enjoying a large lead late in the ball game. So there could be some things that Coach Taylor is trying to purposely work on within the framework of the offense with the personnel that he has out on the floor.
Retraction noted.
And that's why I'm, up here. And on spot duty.
I was about to say, for the time being, right? At the line, it'll be Martez Jones to shoot. But as we start to kind of sink into the fact that we're coming to the end of this year's HBCU tip-off. It's been a real interesting couple of days here inside the arena, and just the level of hospitality we've experienced.
Oh, yeah.
And you referenced it last night as it relates to the diversity of the crowds here in terms of them supporting these HBCU schools as a part of this classic here in Connecticut.
Of all places, right? And it's been a pleasurable experience. Like I said, or like you were saying, the service has been outstanding. The stats crew, they've been providing us with stats throughout the game, which makes our job more easy.
No doubt about it.
And it's much appreciated. And also got to thank Jordan, the SID. His game stats and prep notes are outstanding, and that also makes our job a lot easier.
Indeed.
So thank you to him.
No doubt about it. I had a chance to text him this morning just to express tremendous thanks for the quality of the notes that he had. Mentioned it to him there on the text, and I repeated here on air that they were the best we've had here for this entire couple of days.
And it's important to realize that not everyone has sports information directions. For example, the Cheyney State Wolves right now, they're going through their transition, and they don't even have an SID. Sure. So you got to be thankful for what you do have.
Absolutely. No question about that. Tuskegee's had a long tradition of quality sports information directors, going all the way back to Arnold Houston and even before that. And Jordan just really stepping into those shoes very well at Mother Tuskegee. We're down to 3:02 left in this basketball game. Corner, Watson with the jumper. Watson made that easy for the Golden Tigers.
By golly, Watson, he's done it.
Oh, yeah. It's elementary. 67-37 after the basket in the corner by Watson. Half-court set now for the Wolves. Hawkins slides toward the free throw line, floats it up to the rack and missed on the shot. Nothing but Tuskegee jerseys under that basket. That's exactly what you want to see.
It was the equivalent on the football field where the defenders attack the football, where they, swarm the football on defense.
Yeah. All you see are opposing jerseys. Wolves back the other way after a miss on the other end by Tuskegee. Akanoma still fighting hard. This time takes a hard tumble to the surface. Missed on the shot. Pennington with the run out. Right hand floater to the glass, and he got it.
Pennington has now surpassed his average. He's got 14 points now.
Pennington just so smooth on that transition layup.
Make that 16 points now.
I think he was waving to Coach Taylor. Needed a breather after that trip down the floor. Rebound cleared by Howell.
Coach Taylor will oblige him to Charles as he will call a timeout.
Yeah, a couple of things on that was trying to give him the rest, but he's also trying to get some other players out onto the floor to give them some experience and say that they participated in the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off.
32-point lead at this juncture of the game with 1:39 left.
So Tuskegee about to break that egg, get their first win of the campaign, 2023-24 season.
Chris Whitmore is in the game wearing jersey number 3 tonight.
Yeah, Chris and Tuskegee guilty of a technical foul last night because they did not have him listed on the roster in the jersey that he was in.
He was in jersey number 10 on last night in white.
Yeah. Tonight at number 3. And he handles out front now over to Taylor. Now Mickens handles. They dump it inside to Boyce. Boyce down at the block, and Howell's free, and Howell's got the flush for Tuskegee.
Boyce with 4 assists on the night.
Nice job of entry pass there. The reserves for Tuskegee doing a good job. 71-37 after the basket.
It is going to be a celebratory locker room after this one for the Tuskegee Golden Tigers.
Yeah, maybe able to borrow some quarters from them on the casino floor. We'll see. Just a minute remaining here. Akinoba still pushing from outside. Missed on a three-pointer. As you indicate, Dwayne, his legs are just gone.
And we're going to invite everybody to stay tuned after this one. Coach Taylor will be with Charles.
We'll have to get some comments from him after this first win of the campaign. 38 seconds left. Wolves got to lay in that trip down the floor. Austin Taylor out front with the basketball.
Coach Taylor telling her to bring it out. They're going to stall the clock now.
Yeah, right.
Unless she.
Nothing doing there on that one by Whitmore. Say what you like. This one's going airborne, Coach.
Right. He pretended like he didn't see Coach Taylor tell him to bring the basketball out.
That's one of those, oh, my bad, Coach.
Right.
Afterwards.
Right. Tyshawn Boyce at the line, Charles. He's 2 for 2 yesterday, last night, 2 for 2 so far today, 4 for 4 overall in the tournament.
And it continues the good work from the line with that first free throw. Tuskegee with his highest point production of the season tonight.
Good job, big fella.
Great form there, wasn't it?
Listen, he's come a long way since his days at W.D. Mohammed, where he played for head coach Farad Abdur Rahman.
73-39, Tuskegee with just 10 seconds left. Get a turnover there. Here comes Mickens. Mickens, can he get one before the time expires? Mickens underneath. He'll go to the line.
He was determined to get to the cup on that one as his teammates attack him.
Yeah, he comes up smiling. Yeah, like, I'm going to get on this stat sheet. Well, he hit a three-pointer earlier, so he's already there. Now just trying to cap it off here. Showing Coach Keith Johnson on the screen here inside the Mohegan Sun Arena.
And listen, Keith Johnson knows where this program is. He recognizes where they're at, but he says all you can do right now is try to build for the future, and that's what he is attempting to do. I commend both him and Coach Laney for having the guts to come back to the program and take on the responsibility of getting it back into prominence. Let's not forget, this club won championships, the men with Coach Cheyney in, I want to say it was 82, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And we talked about it earlier, man. This is a labor of love for them. You know, they love that school. That's why they decided to come back. 75-39, Golden Tigers of Tuskegee wrap up their first win of the campaign. So it comes here at the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off day 2 of it, the final ball game of the tip-off, and Tuskegee winners 75-39 over the Wolves of Cheyney University. So Tuskegee going to 1-3 overall now, and the Wolves will continue searching for their first win of the campaign. They'll play again on Sunday back in the Connecticut area. 0-6 as they go into that basketball contest. Tuskegee, meanwhile, will be back in play on Wednesday on campus at the Daniel Chappie James Center. And we'll have that coverage for you as they meet the Tornadoes of Talladega College. And they will be celebrating or have at least momentum going into that ball game with a win today over the Wolves of Cheyney 75-39. Take a quick break here. Try to get Coach Taylor up with us and give us some comments after the contest. This is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
I'm Reginald Ruffin, your Director of Athletics, and you are watching the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Tuskegee didn't start off as a big campus. It started off in a small shack in the back of a church. The focus was always to build the community up. We share in a culture together that it's kind of hard to explain. You gotta live it, you gotta enjoy it. It's the HBCU experience. It's nothing short than beautiful. So my name is Dia Hunter. I am an assistant professor of construction management here at Tuskegee.
Tuskegee fans, this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
And yes, it is golden, a golden night for Tuskegee. They win at 75-39 over the Wolves of Cheyney University, getting that first win of the season, and we're joined by head coach Benji Taylor after the win. Coach, just your initial thoughts after that hump coming off the back.
Well, I'm happy for the guys. As a coach, man, you're looking at all the imperfections, and we got to get better. But I'm happy for the guys. I told them after the conference challenge that that weekend was on me. Too many young guys to be trying to do some of the stuff we were doing. We got back to the basics. We played 2 good games down here. Should have won last night, and should have had a chance at the championship tonight. But we didn't. But we came out here today and finished this one off, and it feels good finally to get a win. But as a coach, you just want to play the right way every night. Today we did it for a good 30, 32 minutes.
We talked about this before the season even started in terms of how you thought you could approach this season.
Right.
You wanted to be kind of an inside-out team.
Right.
And tonight it really manifests itself starting out because you've got things working well on the inside with Jones and Draper.
Yeah, those guys they work well together. I feel we got some pretty good forwards that we can throw two or three out there at a time and be very successful. Martez Jones was very, very unselfish tonight. A lot of those passes he made down to KD.
Good call.
KD don't make all tournament if Martez Jones don't feed him. And so we did a good job execution wise. Guys, it was hard to, they were looking at the score clock a little too much for me. Freshmen that haven't played a lot, although we got a lot of freshmen. The few that haven't played a lot came in hunting the shots a little too much for me. But other than that, we're okay.
We're smiling about that because that's what we were talking about up here is that I know if in your mind it's like, okay, now let's just flatten the ball. Let's take the air out of it.
Yeah. I told Austin to not take a shot to the end of the shot clock. He passed it over to CJ Whitmore, the lit logo. And to CJ's credit, he's made a few of those in his lifetime. And the guys on the bench are like, Coach, leave him alone, So, yeah, it was kind of funny because it almost went down, But he can really shoot the basketball, so that's what he does.
A chance to look at some of the stats here from the ball game, and Dwayne's highlighted a few. One of the areas that we were paying attention to throughout the ball game, not trying to put you on the spot with those, I know you're just glancing at them, but we were looking at the rebounding situation, particularly on the offensive end, that we were leading them in that category. It kind of felt like that favored us because that gave us some second chance opportunities inside the paint.
Right. We're starting. I thought DP was a little too unselfish, and he kind of threw us off a little bit tonight. But he had 16 points, 16 assists again. We had 16 assists on 25 made field goals. We only had 10 turnovers. But for this time of the year, last year with our team that went to the NCAA tournament, we would have an 18, 19 turnovers this time of the year. And so, we've only had 10 turnovers. I think we had 11 last night against a very, competitive team and a very, very, very good championship team. And we kept them off the line. We didn't foul needlessly tonight. And, Martez should have had a double-double again. He's 10 and 9. I wanted him to make that free throw. Yeah. But, he had 4 assists. He just played very unselfish. He's going as a player. And we helped him on the glass tonight. Dylan Cambridge had 7 rebounds. And Tyshawn Boyce had 6. So I really got on him because last night Martez had 13 and they're standing around watching him. And they got to get involved too.
Yeah, we thought that must have been a point of emphasis for you after last night's ball game. It's just more active in terms of people rebounding the basketball. And also the idea about continuing what they did last night was protecting the basketball and minimizing those turnovers.
Yeah, we're playing kind of with makeshift lineups. 10 turnovers is great. We had, come down in this kind of environment. We played Winston-Salem State last night, and they're very aggressive and really good defensively. And they're good. And we had 11 last night and 10 tonight. I looked at the stat sheet last night, and I thought we had 17, 18 turnovers.
Uh-huh.
Even in our exhibitions, when we didn't play great, we didn't turn it over. We just didn't execute how we're normally execute. But we're going to get better every game out, every week out. And we defended tonight, and that's what we got to get back to doing. And he would look 18 for 22 from the free throw line.
Sure.
Last year, Cassandra Draper shot 44% from the line. Right. I think he's about 76 right now, 77%. So he's 8 for 9 tonight. I don't know how Martez doesn't get more fouls called on him. They're beating him up down there. He's pretty sore. But we got a tough game against Wednesday against Talladega, and we got Marcus Jeter and Coach Stafford got to get the guys right. They had him doing extensive stretching and even treatments today. So we got about 3 or 4 guys banged up, but we're playing against a tough opponent on Wednesday. We got to get ready for.
Okay, well, you leave here tomorrow, headed back to
Yeah.
Tuskegee. What's it going to look like headed into Wednesday?
Well, we're not going to be able to practice tomorrow. We'll practice Tuesday and it's an afternoon game on Wednesday. And I'm hoping that the entire town will come out for a pre-Turkey Day Classic. Is what we're building it
That's
as.
what we're calling it, right?
We're calling it a pre-Turkey Day Classic. Our sports information director, who does a great job, Jordan Benson, I already sent him a text, man. So we're doing a pre-Turkey Day Classic at Chappie James at 3:00 on Wednesday. Everybody's off work. The kids are out of school.
No excuse.
Bring Pookie, Ray, Auntie, TT, everybody come to the game at 3:00 at Macon County. And the students that are left behind that didn't go home,
good place for them to be.
Come on out and for the pre-Turkey Day Classic. This is what we billing it as. So we hope to have a good crowd.
Coach, you win this one 75-39. You get that first W of the season. Question for you. Are we going to see you on the casino floor?
No, you're
sure.
not. No,
that's the standard answer.
No,
right?
no, I haven't been down there. I tell you, my wife's been down there, and she only went once, and she's superstitious. She wants some money, she stopped. So I can't. But I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go enjoy a post-game meal, and I am going to go to the cigar bar.
Oh, all right. You can celebrate.
That's
no
how
doubt.
I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to go to the cigar bar. We have such an early flight, and I probably might take my computer and watch a little film, but I'm gonna smoke my cigar and
there you go
and enjoying this and until about 12:00. I got about an hour and a half or maybe, and got to get ready for Talladega.
Coach, you get that first win of the season. Congratulations! Enjoy that cigar.
I like the way we're playing right now, and
we love it too.
You know, we're playing our brand of basketball, and the young guys are figuring it out.
We'll continue figuring it out.
All right, I appreciate you.
We'll see you back in Tuskegee on Wednesday.
Yeah, y'all safe travels, and thank you for all you do. And the Golden Tiger Sports Network, man, has been great to us, and we love you guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right.
Head coach Benji Taylor, Golden Tigers win it tonight, 75-39 over the Wolves of Cheyney. Get that first win of the campaign, all-important first win. They go to 1-3 now, and they look to meet the Tornadoes of Talladega Wednesday at the Daniel Chappie James Center on the Tuskegee campus. Friendly confines for Tuskegee basketball. Wolves go to 0-6 on the season. Tuskegee win it 75-39. Special thanks to Tuskegee University President Dr. Charlotte Morris, Dr. Rolandis Rice, Tuskegee University Chief Operating Officer. A big shout out to the Director of Athletics, Reginald Ruffin, for all his support of the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Deborah Rogers, Deputy Chief Athletics Director Tanya Lee, and Stefan Smith from the Communications and Marketing Department for all their assistance. And to Jordan Benson, the man of the day, getting shout-outs from head coach Benji Taylor as well. Thank you, Jordan, for all your hard work. Nick Brown, game operations, and particularly to our producer-director, Eric Tabor, back in our studios. A fine job of handling this crew on the road up in Connecticut. Thank you for all your work, Eric. And on behalf of broadcast partner Dwayne Walker, which is always such a pleasure to work with him, the guy is always overly prepared. And that's the way you want to be in this profession. Thank you, Dwayne, for your hard work. That'll do it for our coverage here from Connecticut. Tuskegee wins tonight, 75-39 over the Wolves of Cheyney University, wrapping up our coverage of the Chris Paul HBCU tip-off from the Mohegan Sun Arena. This is Charles Ward on behalf of all of us here at the Golden Tiger Sports Network saying thanks so much for joining us. This has been a production of the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
And thank you for listening to the Golden Tiger Sports Network.